Hello, everyone. You are listening to the original Where Are They Now Wednesday, now in its 43rd consecutive week. This is where we identify local talent doing great things at the next level in the NCAA. Don't be fooled by Johnny come latelys or some other imposter who have attempted to do the same. Playing on Sports and Missouri Sports Network are your sources for what high school talent from Missouri does when they get to the national stage of the NCAA. No one has more information for you than we do. We really appreciate your attention and loyalty. Would you do us a big favor? Please pass this on to your friends. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and send us any comment you may have. All of that helps us a lot, and we really appreciate you. Are you ready? Well, good, because we have done your homework. There is so much going on with this group of athletes that we have to work hard to get to it all. We will continue this week with delivering to you some of the great seasons and accomplishments by our Missouri athletes as they compete this year in the NCAA. Big numbers and big seasons by both the men and the women. And we will get to those from last week right after this message from our sponsor. Home of the Rancher Hydraulic Cattle Baron Heritage and Legacy Cattle Chutes, RBW Agricultural carries curated lines of new livestock handling equipment and front-end loader attachments. We are the #1 dealer for the Ironcraft Flex flat-wing rotary cutters in the USA. We care about the safety of our customers and of their livestock, bringing efficient equipment to the market, making high-quality equipment affordable for more farmers and ranchers. And we care about the integrity of our words and conduct. We are RBW Agricultural. Find us in Bolivar, and Moberly. I will get started with a leatherneck who is getting a lot of attention, and for good reason. Reagan McCowan is a sophomore guard. She is out of Lebanon High playing Division I basketball at Western Illinois University in the Ohio Valley Conference. In 2 games this last week, Reagan scored 50 points. 23 against Eastern Illinois, and 27 against Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. Those numbers put her per game average over 21 for the year and over 20 for her career. More significantly, her 20th point against Eastern Illinois was also her 1,000th career point, and she isn't even done with her sophomore year. She doesn't just score. Her 18 rebounds in those 2 games brought her per game average up to 8.0, both for the year and for her career. Reagan leads the Ohio Valley Conference in scoring and is 2nd in rebounds, 3rd in field goal percentage, and 7th in free throw percentage. Her name is also inching into the program record books. Reagan's high game for 45 points is the 2nd most in program history. Add her 2 35-point games, and she already has 3 of the top 15 in Leatherback women's history. Her 583 points as a freshman is the 5th most in a single season. Her 21.3 points per game this year would be #1 on the all-time Leatherneck leaderboard. She will start appearing on the Western Illinois career leaderboards soon. Also with a good game this week was Imani Bennett. She's a sophomore guard out of Lee Summit North, playing Division I basketball at the University of Missouri, Kansas City in the Summit League. The former Bronco came out firing in her last game for the Kangaroos. Imani hit 9 of 15 from the field, including 4 for 5 from beyond the arc. After adding 2 of 2 shooting from the line, Imani had 24 points. That was the game high in scoring and brought her per game average up to 15.5, the 2nd most for the Roos. Annette Ramirez is a senior guard out of Sarcoxie High, playing Division III basketball at Westminster College in the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Annette is continuing what has become an incredible career at Westminster. The Sarcoxie grad had a standout week even for her. In 2 games, she scored 68 points and pulled down 15 rebounds. She did that by making 26 of 48 shots from the floor, including 7 of 16 from three-point range. She also dropped in 9 of 9 free throws. That boosted her points per game to 22.8. That is number 1 in the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference and top 10 in all of Division III nationwide. We will continue to watch as Annette inches or leaps towards 2,000 career points. Common, typical, not much is common and typical when it comes to competing at the next level. That is, except for the play of Peyton Starks. She's a senior guard out of John Burroughs playing Division III basketball at McAllister College, which is in the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. In 2 games last weekend, Peyton scored 33 points and pulled down 15 rebounds while picking off 5 steals. She did that by hitting 13 of 30 from the field, including 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. And her 4 of 5 from the free throw line actually lowered her 83% free throw percentage. Peyton is 3rd on the program's all-time scoring chart. As for this year, Peyton's 18.6 points per game leads the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, and that .833 free throw percentage is the conference's 3rd best. Allie Turner is a freshman guard out of John Burroughs playing Division I basketball at Gonzaga University in the West Coast Conference. Allie's freshman year at Gonzaga just keeps getting better. In her last game on the court, she scored 22 points. Shooting with great accuracy, she hit 8 of 12 from the floor, including 6 of 7 from three-point range. She didn't attempt a free throw, so her .846 free throw percentage didn't change. However, that game increased her three-point shooting up to .429. Allie's 2.9 made threes per game is the West Coast Conference's best, as is her .429 three-point percentage. Of course, it is not just the women who are performing so well at the next level. We'll now take a look at some of the men. Charles Nelson is a sophomore forward out of Mueller Academy. He's playing Division III basketball at Fontbonne University in the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. The Griffins fell to Spalding College this last week, but not due to the efforts of the sophomore from Mueller Academy. Charles hit 9 of 15 from the field, including 3 of 7 from three-point range. I like the players who draw the fouls, and Charles hit 9 of 10 free throws, and he added 5 assists. Those 30 points increased his season scoring average to 24 points per game, and those 24 points per game leads the conference by over 5 points. And Charles's .837 free throw percentage is the 2nd best in the conference. Sean Williams is a graduate student guard out of Hazelwood Central High playing Division II basketball at Washita Baptist University in the Great American Conference. Sean has played 3 games since our last Where Are They Now Wednesday. In the first of those 3 games, he scored 19 as an overtime loss to Harding University. And then Sean's game picked up from that performance as the Tigers defeated Southeastern Oklahoma State and East Central. The difference in the team results just might have been Sean's production. In those 2 wins, he scored 51 points. He did that by hitting 18 out of 25 shots from the floor, including an outstanding 8 out of 11 from beyond the arc. In addition, he was a perfect 7 for 7 from the charity stripe. That week earned Sean Offensive Player of the Week honors from the Great American Conference. His .455 three-point shooting is the 4th best in the conference, and his .888 free throw percentage is the conference's 2nd best, while his 19.3 points per game is the 4th most. The Big East Conference felt the force of Missouri talent this last week. Ryan Kalkbrenner, a senior center at a Trinity Catholic, playing Division I basketball at Creighton University in the Big East Conference. The Blue Jays got 2 key conference wins this week by defeating Xavier at home before traveling to Philadelphia to edge out Villanova, both on national TV. Ryan was a big reason for the team's success. He scored 51 points to increase his season average to 18.5 per game. He did that by making 21 of 28 from the field. That is an outstanding percentage, but it is what is necessary to increase your season average when your average is 676. 3 of those shots were three-pointers, of which Ryan drained 2. He also made 7 of 9 from the stripe and pulled down 17 rebounds. Ryan is now in the top 4 in the Big East Conference in points per game, field goal percentage, rebounding, and blocked shots. Showing consistency is Des White. He's a sophomore guard out of Elias playing Division I basketball at Missouri State University in the Missouri Valley Conference. After a freshman season where he was named to the Atlantic Sun Conference all-freshman team, Des has become a high performer for the Bears after transferring from Austin Peay. Entering this last week, averaging 15.2 points per game, Des dropped in 16 in each of the 2 Missouri State games. He hit 12 of 27 from the floor and 7 of 16 from beyond the arc while making 7 assists. Playing all 80 minutes for his team this week was Bennett Sturtz. He's a junior guard out of Liberty High playing Division I basketball at Drake University in the Missouri Valley Conference. I have not gotten tired of discussing Bennett's play this year, and I'm sure his Missouri Valley Conference opponents are thinking that Bennett has gotten a bit too comfortable in the Drake lineup after transferring from Division II Northwest Missouri State. In 2 games this week, he scored 50 points, bringing his per-game average up to 18.4. That happens when you shoot 18 out of 28 from the floor, including 5 of 7 from three-point land. When he isn't scoring, he's handing out assists. He's making 9 of those in those 2 games. He now has 138 assists for the season versus only 40 turnovers. And when he isn't scoring or dishing, Bennett is playing defense. He now has 55 steals for the season. Bennett leads the Missouri Valley Conference in points per game, assists per game, the assist-to-turnover ratio, and in steals per game. There are so many great performances, so let's get on with it with these ladies. Nadia Evans. She's a graduate student guard out of Waynesville High playing Division I basketball at Loyola Marymount University in the West Coast Conference. The Lions have struggled this year in conference play, but not in their last game when they went on the road to take down the University of San Francisco. How does that happen? That happens when Nadia goes off for 29 points. She hit 9 of 15 from the field, including 4 of 7 from three-point land, and she added 7 of 8 free throws, 5 assists, and 5 steals. Nadia's 337 points this season to date is on top of the 760 she scored during her first 3 years at Grand Canyon University. That gives her 1,097 and counting for her Division I career. We have noted Reagan McCowan out of Lebanon, who is putting up big numbers at Western Illinois. Reagan isn't the only athlete the Leatherbacks have poached from across the state line. Mia Nicastro is a junior forward out of St. Charles West playing Division I basketball at Western Illinois University in the Ohio Valley Conference. Mia is a Leatherneck after spending her first 2 years as a St. Louis Billiken. And the folks in Macomb, Illinois are pleased about that. Let's take a look at Mia's last 3 games. All 3 were wins over Southeast Missouri, Eastern Illinois, and Southern Illinois at Edwardsville. In those 3 games, Mia scored 29, 20, and 23 points. That is half the times she has scored 20 or more this year. She hit 27 out of her 53 attempts from the field and 8 of 9 from the stripe. She also pulled down 21 rebounds. She is now averaging 14.9 points and 6.8 rebounds per game. I might add that there are 3 of the top 4 scorers for Western Illinois who are Missouri high school athletes. That third athlete is Addie Brownfield. She's a junior guard out of Boonville, playing Division I basketball at Western Illinois University in the Ohio Valley Conference. Addie showed up big in that last win over Southern Illinois at Edwardsville. She knocked down 4 of 7 shots, including 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, and was 5 of 7 from the line. She added 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal to her season-high 15 points. Western Illinois seems to be Missouri High School East. Webster University has been flying high this year, adding 2 more wins this week to bring them to 17-2. Instrumental with that was Bethany Lancaster. She's a graduate student playing forward out of Buffalo High, playing Division III basketball at Webster University in the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Webster rolled this week, defeating Lyon College 104-80 and Mississippi University for women 99-46. Bethany did a lot of those things in those two games, and one of those things she did not do a lot of was playing minutes. She played only 40 of the 80 possible minutes, playing half the time. She scored 61 points in those two games. She was 26 for 42 from the floor. Her shooting percentage is now .585, tops in the conference. She pulled down 21 rebounds to boost her average per game to 9.2, second in the conference. Those 61 points boosted her per game average to an even 20, which is fourth in the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Another lady showing excellent consistency in game in and game out is Ashton Judd. She's a junior guard out of West Plains High, playing Division I basketball at the University of Missouri in the Southeastern Conference. Ashton's consistency is epitomized by her scoring. In the last 4 games, she has scored 13, 14, 13, and 13 points, inching her average up to 11.7. Likewise, the former All-SEC freshman team member pulled down 6, 8, 4, and 6 boards in those 4 games, bringing her per game rebound average up to 5.1. And she is another player after this fan's heart because she shoots north of 800 from the line. Following a hiccup at the University of Colorado, Kansas State got back on track this week with big wins over Iowa State and Kansas. A big reason was the predictably steady and good play of Jalen Glenn. She is a senior guard out of Barstow, playing Division I basketball at Kansas State University in the Big 12 Conference. Jalen has played in every game and has started all but 3 since arriving in Manhattan from the Barstow School. That experience and her talent shows up game after game. In those 2 wins this week, Jalen scored 19 points to bring her season average up to 9.9. She connected on 11 out of 19 shots from the floor, including 7 out of 13 from beyond the arc, where she is now shooting .434 for the season. She is averaging 4.4 rebounds per game and has added 67 assists and 33 steals for the season. Now let's flip back to check up on a few more of the men from Missouri high schools. We look and we see Avery Taggart. He's a graduate student guard out of Eureka High, playing Division II basketball at Pittsburgh State University. That's in the Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletics Association. After scoring 1,050 career points while at Missouri Southern, Avery is now playing his last year as a Gorilla. His last time out against Arkansas Fort Smith, he connected on 6 of 7 shots from the field, including 5 of 6 from beyond the arc. Add in his 2-for-2 free throw shooting, and he had 19 points for the Gorillas. Beyond that, he contributed 8 rebounds and 2 assists. Another Missouri athlete getting it done in men's basketball is Caleb Love. He's a 5th-year guard out of Christian Brothers, playing Division I basketball at the University of Arizona in the Big 12 Conference. In the last 2 games, Caleb hit a half-court shot against number 3 Iowa State to push the game into overtime, where the Wildcats took the win. And in the second game, Caleb went head-to-head with Arizona State and led his Wildcats to a rivalry win. In those 2 games, Caleb scored 49 points, pulled down 7 rebounds, made 9 assists, and made 3 steals. Tyreek Brooks is a freshman guard out of Central High in Springfield. He plays Division II basketball at Missouri Southern in the Mid-American Intercollegiate Athletic Association. Tyreek has shown great promise in his first year out of high school, sometimes taking over on the offensive side. In his last game out, a loss at Northeastern State, he dropped in 25 points to bring his season average up to 12.7. He made 9 of 13 from the field, including 4 of 7 from three-point range. He also grabbed 5 rebounds and made an assist, along with a block and a steal. Well, we have covered 19 Missouri athletes doing great things in the NCAA. Missouri does basketball very well, but that is just 19, only 19 athletes. There are 250 men from Missouri playing NCAA basketball, and there are 227 women competing, and I covered just 19. There will be more, much more to discuss and enjoy. So tune in next week for Where Are They Now Wednesday.